Thursday that he thinks congressional negotiators for the conservative House Freedom Caucus and the more moderate Tuesday group are making progress.
The plan gets better and better and better, and it's gotten really, really good. And a lot of people are liking it a lot. We have a good chance of getting it soon. I'd like to say next week, but it will be, I believe we will get it. And whether it's next week or shortly thereafter.
But there's no indication yet that Republicans have solved their internal divisions on health care or that they are close to coming up with legislative language that could be circulated. Mara Eliason, NPR News, the White House.
The state of Arkansas has been given a green light to carry out the execution of one death row inmate this evening. It will be the state's first execution in roughly a dozen years if it occurs. The Arkansas Supreme Court ruling officials can use a lethal injection drug the supplier contends was misleadingly obtained. That means the state for now is cleared to execute Liddell Lee tonight, though he still has a pending request for a reprieve. The state has been planning to carry out 8 executions before the end of the month when its supply of one lethal injection drug expires. Stocks gained ground today on the heels of better-than-expected earnings from a number of big companies, including rail operator CSX. The Dow up 174 points. The S&P 500 closed up 17 points today. This is NPR.
We said that. I think we did. Will the FCC sell-off affect your pro audio? Facebook, what else could it possibly do? And, of course, whatever Bruce wants to talk about, because, yes, he's back. And, as always, your calls coming up next.
Buy it, use it, break it, fix it, trash it, change it, mail, upgrade it, charge it, point it, zoom it, press it, snap it, work it, quick erase it, write it, cut it, paste it, save it, load it, check it, quick rewrite it, plug it, play it, burn it, rip it, drag it, drop it, zip, unzip it, lock it, fill it, call it, find it, view it, code it, jam, unlock it, surf it, scroll it, pause it, click it, cross it, crack it, switch, update it, name it, read it, tune it, print it, scan it, send it, fax, rename it, touch it, bring it, pay it, watch it, turn it, leave it, start, format it, Technologic.
Live from studios in Self Hall on the beautiful campus of Jacksonville State University, it's the Hey Techies Show. Now, here are your hosts in chairs that should have been thrown out years ago, Michael, Bruce, and the Guru.
Welcome in to the Hey Techie Show. What's going on?
I have no idea what that headline is all about.
I don't either.
I don't even know who that is.
I don't either. Does anybody know who Tess Holliday is? Apparently a plus-size model. Well, this is breaking news. Apparently she's boycotting Uber after their driver fat-shamed her.
Where do you get your news feed?
Well, unfortunately, right now, this is Fox News, who is minus now one Bill O'Reilly.
Yes, they are.
Can they survive? You know, the truth of that is,
What's the
truth of that is that the Murdoch brothers are fighting with their father over control of the company.
Oh,
That
really?
is the truth. Their wives.
That's not fake news?
No, that's not fake news.
Okay.
Their wives are embarrassed of Bill O'Reilly. There's no
They
question
should
about it.
be.
Well, but I mean, you know, whether you like Bill or not, I've never been a big fan. I mean, I've always thought he's kind of a creep.
Yeah.
I mean, even before I knew about
Yeah,
that, just
yeah.
watching him, I always something just never sat
I-
right. I'm
I-
not lying about this. I've sat and told my wife, I said, something's not right about that man.
I cannot remember which show it was, but I had watched an interview with a lady that had been on his show, and she mentioned that he even made passes at her.
Yeah, I just...
And I was, then I was kind of like, well, I believe her, but,
Welcome to the Hey Techie Show. And if you want to learn more about the Hey Techie Show, just keep listening. But you
Yeah.
also can take your phone device or whatever you have and go to
Phone device.
heytechieshow.com. Thank you for trying to mess me up there, Bruce.
You're welcome.
heytechieshow.com, and you can find all the ways to connect with us. But live tonight, because we're not always here live, and unfortunate for you that we're not, because if we were, you'd really enjoy it. Live tonight, 256-782.
5600.
And you can be on the Hey Techie Show, and we are going to be covering a plethora of tech topics and taking your phone calls, and we're glad to talk to you and bring up whatever you want to talk about.
Semester's almost over.
That's right. If you're a student here, you want to talk about that, shoot, yeah. Come on. Semester's
Take a
almost
break
over.
from finals.
That's right. And Bruce is back in the house.
I'm
How are
back,
you,
baby.
Hey, Bruce is back.
Glad to be
Yeah.
back.
I'm so glad because Guru doesn't have to play that crazy jingle that he plays every time you're. Well, I spoke too soon.
I figured he was going to do this.
Bruce.
Right here, baby.
Yeah, Bruce is
So
right.
you just asked for it, Michael.
I did.
You just asked for
I
it.
really did.
I like that jingle. I'm very proud.
I don't.
I'm very proud of that jingle.
Actually, I think you did a great job on it. There you go again, messing with
Yeah,
I can hear you just fine.
Well, I can't hear myself real fine, so. Yeah.
Well, you say you don't like to hear yourself.
I
Guru.
don't.
Well,
I really
that-
don't.
So sad.
That's a
too.
shocker, I know, to our
No,
audience.
No, it's not a shocker to me. Is you know, I always have to try to pick you up and say, "Hey, man, you know, you sound great." You know, I got a compliment from another faculty member this week, actually, that said, I don't know when they listened. They didn't reply back. I guess they're kind of busy. They said they enjoyed the show. I
Oh,
assume
that's
they heard
awesome.
us on the rewind on Sunday because they couldn't have heard us the previous Thursday because we weren't on. So
Well, they could have
I'll make-
listened
'cause-
on YouTube.
Well, because he mentioned on radio.
Okay.
So I'm assuming he heard it.
Unless he
on the
confused
radio.
us with Mike Paris.
No, there is no way to do that.
Well,
No way to do that
saying.
whatsoever.
I kind of wanted to bring this up since we were talking
Absolutely.
earlier about this being finals week.
Yes.
Some states are moving to cut college costs by introducing open source textbooks.
Oh.
So there's been some initiatives in
Well, there you go.
Maryland and New York to help curb the cost by using open source, copyright-free textbooks. And there's actually been the University System of Maryland is giving out 21 mini grants to faculty who are adopting or scaling the use of open educational resources.
Okay.
So what's the mini grant used for if it's open source?
I guess,
The printing costs?
yeah. Hard to.
I wonder how
You probably
other.
get electronic too.
Hey, do me a favor and cut my mic for just a second.
Okay.
I wonder how other faculty who write these books feel about this.
Well, it's not so much about faculty that write the books, but the companies that make tons of money because actually, since
But-
1978, the cost of textbooks have risen 812%,
Well, yeah. I mean,
outpacing even the cost of medical services or housing.
you know, I'm going to be extremely unpopular. I hate this. I know it's shocking. I know it's
Yeah.
shocking.
Uh-oh.
And I
Are you
almost
are you sitting down, everybody?
this.
Okay.
I know, but
you're driving,
this
pull
is-
over the side of
this
the road.
actually-
I guess they're giving them money to make.
This is
some
an
of these
uncomfortable position to be in, actually,
Sure.
for me. No, it really is, because I'm hamstrung here in a way.
Yeah.
I'm kind of hamstrung here. Guru is too.
Oh, Emma?
Yes. What I'm fixing to say, you'd never say on air.
Okay.
Colleges are mostly at fault on this.
Yes.
See, Bruce caught it, what I was saying. They could have fixed this a long time ago.
But they're also part of the problem.
I agree. That's what I'm saying. Colleges could have fixed this as a general rule a long time ago. And I think that, to me, is – and I'm kind of torn to say that. I mean, I really am. Because I'm not negative on the college where I work. I never diss them. I don't – even if I disagree with them, I don't think it's my place to do that. I wouldn't do it on the air. This is a general statement. I don't blame any one college. I just think in general.
I'm gonna say this statement, and this I'm not saying about where this station is housed out of, but what's happening in higher education. It started with the big schools. You can, and I'm talking beyond Alabama, the big universities. You know, these I ain't gonna name any particulars.
Sure.
But they were trying to transform their campuses to attract students by having nice facilities. Well, there's nothing wrong with that.
Sure.
But it's transforming higher education towards an expectation of almost like a resort vacation is what I equate it to.
Yeah. To have.
And then the next level down are trying to compete for students, so they're having to try to be like the Joneses.
yeah.
And then the next level behind that inside, they're having to try to compete. It's a domino effect.
Sure.
And things like that obviously don't help with the cost, because to have nice facilities and to have things that students now expect cost money.
Well, I would say in this state in particular, the state is largely at fault for that. For
Now here in Alabama, you're right.
Yes.
About a decade ago, I think most state colleges got about 60% of their funding through appropriations, taxpayer money that we all as taxpayers pay. That's now like in the 30s.
Yep.
So that's a significant cut to the revenue stream coming in, and that's a big issue.
But the way
you solve that is as a citizen, you've got to let your representatives know, and if they're not doing their job, you don't think they're doing their job in that regard, then fire them. Don't vote them in.
This goes beyond the scope of this show, but the way
it sure does.
Yeah, it does. But to me, part of that problem is the way we the way we acquire the funds is always going to be putting us in that position, because those funds will always forever change. They'll fluctuate based on sometimes even the economy, because if they're based on tax money, the taxes can only come from so much money. There's only so much money from the people. I'm not talking about where the government prints it. I'm talking about the people who earn
when you had the
money.
last economic downturn, the recession,
Yeah.
a lot of the education trust fund in Alabama came from sales tax revenue at the time. That was the decline, so they had to make mandatory cuts because Alabama, by law, cannot spend money they don't have.
Correct. Well, no state really can.
Yeah.
Only the federal government can print money it doesn't have.
Yeah, so they had to figure out how to balance the budget in regard to that. So
it sells bonds for that, sir.
But then it just kept on and kept on.
Technically does not print.
It kept on and kept on and kept on. But I think I read
it's printing
last week or week before that the Senate in Montgomery passed the budget, the education trust fund budget, and higher education was level funded for the most part for the next fiscal year.
Well, that's an interesting.
That's at least it didn't go down anymore.
That's a very interesting story.
But the open source textbook, I think that's a great idea. I like it.
Of course, I thought
textbooks prices of textbooks are out of control.
I thought all textbooks were supposed to go digital, and they're going to be in
they still
all
charge,
PDF format.
They
and
on
still
your
charge
iPad,
you
like $500
or your device.
I know a lot of people, when it comes to books, like the fill of paper.
I agree with you.
I like the fill of paper, but when it comes to a textbook,
yeah, I see what you're saying.
I totally prefer
electronic version. I tell you one reason.
I can search.
There you go. That was what I was getting to.
That's the whole.
Yeah, that's true.
That is what you do. You search for things. So when it's informational books, definitely electronic.
Well, when the Hey Techie Show returns, we'll carry on.
Talk about
else.
puny code.
Sure, whatever. Or whatever code we want to talk about. Hey Techie Show. Be right back.
We're just getting started. Plenty more Hey Techie Show for your listening pleasure.
Gamecock Outfitters, located on the square at 109 Ladiga Street in Jacksonville, provides customers with outdoor apparel and gear. Gamecock Outfitters is able to help you find exactly what you need for every outdoor adventure. Gamecock Outfitters is open Tuesday through Friday from 10 o'clock to 5:30 and Saturday from 10 o'clock to 5 o'clock. For additional information, contact them at 256-435-2008 or check out their website at GadsdenOutfitters.com.
Welcome back into the Hey Techie Show. And we appreciate all our listeners, and I'm sure if Jason is listening, we appreciate it very much. You're always attentive to send us some feedback, and we'd appreciate it. And you can send us feedback, questions at heytechieshow.com, and that will get right to us.
That's right. Sure will.
Don't forget about heytechieshow.com. You can go there to get all the information. You also can watch our beautiful faces there live at heytechieshow.com. And
when Bruce gets back in the room.
Yeah, well, Bruce had to, take care of some business. We should have that song, Taking Care of Business.
Okay. Yeah. Try to make a little sound clip out of it or something.
There we go, yeah. Bruce is taking care of business, but he's back. So Bruce last week would have been here, but apparently Something happened on
So let's talk
I-20.
about that.
You got stuck. What did you do for that whole
Well,
time, and what in the world do you do?
First of all, I did not use technology. As it
Oh,
was
there we
intended.
go.
The first time, because normally what I do when I get in my car, dock my phone,
Yeah.
hit
Yeah.
my maps, and it usually says,
So, what app are you using? Like the Google Maps app?
yeah, it's through Android Auto.
Yeah.
So you're not doing like the Waze. That Waze is supposed to be a thing too.
Google owns that. It's the same thing.
Oh, is it? Google owns that?
Yes,
Oh, I didn't know
Google owns
that.
Waze.
Google owns
Duh.
everything.
Okay, go ahead.
Google bought
Yeah.
Waze 3 years ago. Check me and see if I'm right.
You're right. I just most.
I
Bruce
may
is
be,
right most
I
time.
may be wrong on that, but it's been a while. So normally, dock my phone, turn on maps, let Google tell me, your commute to home is light traffic as usual.
2013. 2013.
So 4 years ago.
1.1 billion.
You get a half point for that.
Phew, they got, man, I would have liked to have gotten part of that check. Go ahead.
So what month in 2014, 13? I'm just curious.
June.
Yeah, almost 4 years. So 3 years and some
You were correct.
change.
You were really good. You got that good memory.
We'll see.
Younger. Just now 30.
So anyways, I was actually on the phone with someone, so I docked my phone and was talking. Didn't hit my maps just to even look. It was just chit chatting away about some work stuff, and all of a sudden I was like, "Oh no!" The person on the phone was like, "Well, what's wrong?" I was like, "I just came to a complete stop on 20." And the exit is behind me. So
I don't laugh.
Finished
to make
up-
fun.
Yes, we
but
do.
I
finished
don't.
up my conversation. Then hit my maps, and the whole time my watch was just buzzing at me while I'm driving down the road. My watch is just buzzing, but I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm talking on the
You
phone.
should have like a little thing on the
Hands-free.
screen of your Android Auto.
I had my call up.
Yeah.
I didn't have.
Oh.
If I would have had maps pulled up, it would have told me.
There should be a way you could switch back to maps. Well, because once you make a once you're
I
on
can. I can
Oh.
swap back. I didn't. That's what I'm
Oh.
saying. I just went along my
Lesson
regular way.
learned by Bruce.
Um,
Lesson learned.
So I get off the phone, hit my maps, says like an hour and a half to 2 hour delay.
Oh gosh.
I was like, oh
Ooh, man.
no. So call Mikey.
Yeah.
It's like, hey bud,
Hey,
might not make it to the
what you
show.
doing?
I am stopped. So I got caught up on all my podcasts.
Well, you got
And,
something accomplished.
I was, of course, my wife was waiting on me. She had decided to let me take care of dinner. So I had to stop
Sure.
along the way and get something. So by the time I got home, the show was basically
Oh, yeah,
over.
I know. Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
about 8:15, 8:30.
Yeah,
Whenever I got home to deliver the food.
That's when Bruce, not Bruce, you're Bruce. Michael said, yeah, he's got the message from you. Yeah, so
yeah. So
that's one thing about when you have to commute a long distance. That chance of getting stuck in traffic.
well, the thing
increases
is that
dramatically.
it has always saved me before. There's been 3 other instances that there has been bad traffic, and it has said, go a different way. And I've said, yes, ma'am, Google.
yes, ma'am.
And has saved me.
What if it runs you down a road that's like a dead end, and
I've never had that happen.
It's just been,
Or
you
like
know,
turns into like some like dirt road.
like maybe
Never-
downtown,
Country dirt-
maybe like
country road.
downtown Atlanta, where there's a huge pothole now that has just swallowed up the
Well,
road.
if you got the General Lee, you're fine. You can just jump it.
No, that's true.
That wasn't a road. That was a highway.
Yeah, I
That
know.
was 20.
Yeah, I
No.
know.
Oh, you talking about
There was,
Atlanta.
but there
Oh,
was
yeah.
a big pothole downtown Atlanta
Oh, yeah,
this
yeah,
week
yeah.
too.
Oh,
Like Fourth Street or some kind of.
was there a?
Yes, it was huge. I
I
mean,
need
it
to
was
take a-
big.
Well, there was a.
It was fairly enough to not be able to get a car out of it.
Well, I didn't know about that, but the thing on 20 was kind of.
Oh yeah.
It sent a guy to the hospital riding a motorcycle. It threw him off his bike.
Mm.
I know there's a road in Atlanta that every time I go there, it seems like I have to go down this street, and tons of people. But it's like it seems like it's like a back road that is just a main road, and it is crappy. but I have to use it it seems like every time I go to like downtown or Buckhead.
I know that our
can't
show
remember
is
what street it
heavily listened to
all over the world.
by all celebrities out in California.
Oh, absolutely.
And I'm sure that many of them know by now, but here's a headline from Silicon Beat. FTC to sports stars, celebrities, label sponsored Instagram post. Apparently, they sent out some letters this week
I can understand
that want these stars to clarify when their Instagram posts are actually paid products that they're sporting or what have you. Okay.
Product placement.
FTC would not name at this time, according to this article, but said it sent letters because of complaints from consumer advocacy group Public Citizen in September and November about some of the pop stars that they're saying may be by the Warrior star Stephen Curry, Kevin Durant, pop star Rihanna, some Kardashians. So
I'm not on the social needs.
Well, I know, but
does that mean Michael Jordan has to say that it's a paid sponsor when he's wearing his Jordans?
yeah, that is a good point. And takes a picture of them. Yeah,
it's like these are my shoes.
These are my shoes, though. Well, I mean, for that matter,
self-promotion.
For that matter, if he just stands like this and somebody takes a picture and posts it, wouldn't that be? I mean, if you spread his legs way out.
Sponsored post.
Yeah, I wonder how that works.
Nike.
Okay, so according to the FTC's endorsement guidelines, although there are no fines for violation of the FTC Act, oh my goodness.
Are you serious?
Law enforcement agents can actions can result in orders requiring the defendants in the case to give up money they received from their violations. So basically, it would be like they don't have to pay the government anything, but they have to give back the money for the paid advertisement to the company, is what I'm getting.
I can understand this.
I just don't get what this is hurting.
Well, I mean, every advertisement is an advertisement. This is kind of
but
blurry because I mean, even in movies and stuff where there's paid product placement, in the credits.
Yes,
I get that part.
And here's the thing: like, if a celebrity posts something on Instagram, like wearing whatever, and they're getting paid by a company to post that wearing that product, they should disclose that.
See,
I agree. They should disclose it. It's product placement, like you would say in television.
Sure. So my first reaction is I agree. However, caveat here, I'll have to think more on this.
But how is this any business of the federal government in a way? Because this is hold on, let me finish. This is a this is a private contract between the person and a company. This is not
right.
This is not a contract between the government, the public, the person, and the company.
Yes, you're right, but the government's in everybody's business.
Well, I know that.
I mean,
listen to this.
Right there.
We have a tie. We have a tie-in story here. Believe it or not.
Uh-oh.
Guess what?
Need a jingle for that.
Yes, we do. Other celebrities mentioned in Public Citizen's complaints are none other than the aforementioned this week Serena Williams, who is engaged to the co-creator of Reddit. So she's one of them too. LeBron, Jennifer Lopez, Anne Hathaway. So they're basically going back and finding all these posts that somebody posted something and said, oh, well, they're wearing this, and that is product placement, and they get paid for that. They should have said that's what that picture was. Now, this is not – if this is on their own personal Instagram, you don't have to go there to look at it. You sign up to whether you want to keep up with a celebrity.
You are right there. I mean,
think this is
just follow them.
I'm sorry. This is a bunch of nothing. This is a group that just wants it their way and wants everybody to.
I don't know about that.
No,
because what if a tobacco company started?
But you don't have to. You don't have to go there.
Or sitting there with a bottle of adult beverage. You know,
Yeah.
I mean,
You don't have to look at the billboards.
You don't.
Yeah, but I'm saying all that stuff is.
you don't have to look at Instagram.
That's why you
But
don't
now
have
billboards are advertisement. I mean, if you don't know that, I don't know what you're talking about. Billboard's an
Yeah,
advertisement.
but that's an advertisement.
But I still don't think it has anything to do with Instagram. Like nobody, people, if they subscribe to follow me.
So here's the thing.
I mean, you know,
Yeah, billboards are advertisements, but the nature of them, they're going to always be an advertisement. Now, Twitter, Instagram, these social sites.
well, that's what we're talking about here.
Yeah, but part of it is like I post something, Michael posts something, Bruce never posts
see if
anything.
I guess the part is.
But it's the ads are intertwined, so they have to disclose. They're disclosing it is an ad.
I guess part of it too is that there is a bit of deception there.
What's the deception? Enlighten me, because I might be wrong. So enlighten me. What's the deception?
This celebrity,
Yes.
use this product every day. That this is me. This is who I am, and people idolize celebrities.
Yeah, but that's a personal thing too. You can't go around legislating.
that's how advertisement works.
Yeah, but
though.
I do know that, but you can't go around legislating whether people idolize somebody or not.
Yeah, but you can say, don't be deceptive, and that's exactly what they're doing. They're deceiving you, saying, hey, I wear this product every day,
so
or I use this product.
So
I, Kim Kardashian, eat a Big Mac every day.
okay, so I buy into that. Fine.
And it goes straight to my mind. And then she doesn't say,
okay. I get
McDonald's
I buy-
paid for.
I guess I buy
It's
into that,
deceptive.
but-
it's deceptive.
I just don't. I mean,
And then if you allow that,
okay,
deception,
I have a different. Okay,
you can allow.
Okay,
Cigarettes make you healthy.
well, give me a break. That's not going to be a claim.
Should we go back into the time
I
machine?
said
about,
that's not going to be a claim. Now, I didn't say
Yeah.
whether that had been a claim.
in the past.
but I'm saying that is a very simple
People
example.
didn't know. Well, people didn't know about cigarettes.
What do we not know now?
There's a lot we don't know now.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, once
You get what
again,
I'm
Bruce
saying,
and
Gary.
I get exactly what you're saying.
I know you do.
The listeners know.
Yeah, well,
They do.
Call in
that's right. You can call in and give me your opinion.
256-782-5600.
That's correct, and you can agree with Bruce,
You can.
and also you and Bruce.
God, I'll hang
And
up.
let's see,
Let-
Public Citizens Group.
Yeah.
Public Citizens Group.
Sure.
Guru, Bruce, and you can all agree.
Sure, we will.
I just don't see what it's doing.
And
Here's another thing I'm going to add to this. I don't follow. Here we go. I'm going to give the list one more time. I don't follow Serena Williams, LeBron James, Jennifer Lopez, Anne Hathaway, Ryan Reynolds. I have seen Anne and Jennifer in a movie. Let's see. Let me finish it up here.
Okay.
Who else is lit? Who was Rihanna? Nope. Kardashians? Nope. I don't follow the Warriors. I know who Kevin Durant is. I mean, but I don't know. Okay, fine. Look, really, I don't
Yeah.
care.
You
Tell them to not stop it.
You don't
cut it
care?
out. I don't care one way or the other. I just really don't, because I'm my own person. Ads don't affect me. I don't go out and buy diddly squat because I see it. Number one, I don't have the money. But number two, I don't go out and buy diddly squat.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I don't listen to what
I'm
a
like,
celebrity
okay,
says.
fine, whatever. You like that product, okay, whatever.
But
You
that's
know
the
what?
thing.
I've got to tell you
That's
something.
the thing. They're not.
I'm going to tell you something.
They're being deceptive.
I'm the opposite. I will more likely not buy a product
Yeah.
depending on who's on the product. Like, who's got the product in their hand? I'm like, yeah, probably
I think
not.
I'll skip on that
Yeah,
one.
I'm probably not going to buy it because
so
of
you
that.
wouldn't buy a Bill O'Reilly something?
No, I wouldn't. No. I
Okay.
don't own any of his books, but then again, I don't own a lot of books. so-
Guarantee he's about to write more.
He's going to have to.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the millions of dollars that Fox is paying out while he's leaving.
Well, that's
which is
true.
a bunch
I'm sure,
of baloney.
I'm sure that's true. Well, but they've already been paying out for all his.
O'Reilly
all his-
comes in, O'Reilly goes out. You can't explain it. That was my favorite
Yeah,
comment.
that's the spin. The spin stops right there. He's spinning out the door.
Look, I do not. I'm not going to revel in his demise.
No.
I'm not going to do that. I mean, others do that, but I'm just not going to.
I know there's a lot. There's a lot of the viewers of Fox that are upset that he's leaving because, and like some of my family are among that group.
I'll tell you something. You just keep watch. You keep watch. You keep watch. Fox is going to be changing. It's
Sure.
never going to be the same because there are people there who want control that are not conservative. I'm just leaving it at that.
We'll
They
talk
are
about
not.
this off the air.
Oh no, that's the
This
fact.
is this
That-
is
no,
not
no,
a
no.
liberal conspiracy to get
No,
him
no,
off
no.
the
I
air.
don't. No. I'm not saying that. Bill has his own demons that he's
Yes.
called. I'm not.
And
that's
I
not what I'm
hate
getting at.
All the
I'm
people
talking
that
about
have
as
been harassed have had to put up with
I
it.
agree. I second that.
Yeah.
Any of that is true. If to what extent any of that is true, they shouldn't have to go through that.
Yes.
I agree with that. But I am going. I still say that part of this, I guarantee you, there's more to it than you know, and there is a fight structure going on at Fox News. There's no doubt about it, and you're going to find that in the future, Fox News is not going to be the same thing you once saw. I'm telling you. I'm just telling you.
I mean, I never saw it to begin with.
I know, but there's certain people that watch it for particular reasons they like.
I wonder
Okay?
if firsttogetitwrong.com is going to have to start going to Fox instead of CNN.
I don't know.
Oh, that's going to take a lot of
It would take-
first
it'd take
second
a lot.
wrongs to change
I mean,
it.
look, for crying out loud.
CNN
There
earned
was
that.
another story this week that MSNBC now is past CNN in
Seriously?
yes,
It's,
in
it's
ratings.
but CNN was
Seriously.
they were the front runners for years. I mean,
Yeah, I know.
they started cable news.
I know.
They started it.
Yeah. Well, anyway,
But,
we talked about that.
But let me
First to get it
let me
wrong.com.
talk about this.
Check it out.
So this is something you missed last week, Bruce. We talked about this last week that the NES Classic is being discontinued.
Dude, I'm upset about that.
Did you grab one?
I have not bought one yet.
I think
And-
you can still get one.
Well,
It's
every time I
possible.
went to go check, they were sold out.
Yeah.
Let me see.
We looked on eBay; they were several
But
$100s.
guess what they're coming out with just in time for the holidays.
Well, hang on. I want you to say it in a minute, but let me go through this.
Okay.
This is an article from Polygon.com, which never heard of it, but I think I found this on Twitter or somebody shared it with me. But anyway, they talk about 4 reasons why Nintendo may have discontinued. This is not this is not factual. This is editorial, I guess you could say. This is their opinion. So the 4 things. Number 1, Nintendo hates piracy that much. Apparently, the NES Classic Edition has been hacked severely to where you could put, non-NES ROMs on it. So they're saying Nintendo's willing to cut off their nose to spite its face by discontinuing product to avoid piracy. It's almost rumor stuff, but I guess I need to play the rumor thing, but oh well.
No.
Number 2, there just wasn't enough profit in it.
That's possible.
I mean, I'm not sure how much.
Some people on eBay's made, I understand, a buck or two
Yes,
from
that-
selling
and
them.
that was the thing. Like, I wouldn't go.
I don't
buy
know.
one. It's like
I don't know what the
$200.
profit margins were on it and all that. Number 3, there was a licensing issue with one of the games because it comes preloaded with 30 games, and there's like no way they can probably easily remove that game from future. I don't know. Maybe you probably could though. But anyway. They say that, and then say number 4, something new is coming. So Bruce, I know what you were about to say, but go ahead.
No, you can go ahead.
I don't have it. I don't have it in front of me.
Oh well, they're coming out with the SNES.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I
SNES.
couldn't.
Super
Nintendo.
NES.
I thought that was it, but I wasn't quite.
But I
sure.
They
think-
have not released what games.
But
are
that's
gonna
an
come out.
old thing. Super Nintendo, right?
That's the
that
the
was-
Super Nintendo
came
was
after the
the
Nintendo.
Yeah, I know
second.
that.
I could
iteration.
kind of see.
So
them
this is
going
to be another classic or a whole new box in general.
old,
It'll be the Super Nintendo games.
like
Yeah,
it was for
no,
the
I'm-
NES Classic.
Oh, okay. So this is
they're-
really just a retro.
They're coming out. Yeah,
Yeah.
They're basically coming out with
They're gonna do the next
Super. Okay,
emulation
all right.
box.
Just the next iteration. So I think that one's more true than the other 3. This.
Yeah, so Nintendo
so
has
want-
stated that they never intended it to be a long-running product.
Yeah,
anyway.
I remember
I so
something
man,
about
I so
that.
wanted one because I just dropped the ball on that.
Every time I went to go check on one, couldn't get one for the $60 price tag.
Yeah, you can go on eBay and drop a bunch of money and get you one, but yeah,
Or you can just build your own,
that's true.
which I have. I mean, I've got
Can you-
a
can-
Raspberry Pi.
Can you build on a
with-
Pi? That's what I was going to ask you.
Yeah, I've
okay.
got the original Raspberry Pi.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The original, not the Pi 2?
Or the 3.
We have 3 now?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know
I
that.
think they even have a 4.
And a 4. Probably a 5.
But yeah,
too.
I mean, I've got that one. It's got every NES game. I think every SNES game. It's got some 64 N64 games.
No. Well,
Sega games.
Sega.
I mean, it's
Sega.
several gigs of ROMs on there. Can I say that?
I don't know. Can you?
I don't know. I don't know if that's illegal. I'm pretty sure it's illegal.
Well, you just said it over the air.
I know someone who has.
Now we're cleaning it up. Oh,
Michael's going to do some editing for the podcast.
Edit that out.
okay. Sure. Related to something Bruce said, but not totally related, but loosely related.
Never play it, though.
Yeah, right. Okay, so I didn't know if you know this. I didn't know this. I should have known this, but did you know
It's for
that
academic reasons,
according
right?
to
Exactly.
Graham Cluey, I think that's his name, GrahamCluey.com, fake Android system update really wants to know your location. Now, at first, I was like, what in the world is this talking about? Do you know what this is talking about? There is a product, apparently.
So it's kind of like fake news.
You are fake news.
Yeah, it's
Fake Android.
It's a fake app, but it was in the Play Store. And it looks like to me that they removed SMS VOVA, V-O-V-A spyware. How this gets on the Android app is really annoying to me. That's one thing.
So, a lot of those fake apps, they're like, for a while, they were masquerading as weather apps.
Yeah.
And then what did they move to? They moved to some other.
This one
Like
was
game or
masquerading
something.
as a fake system update.
In the App Store.
In the App Store. But why would you go? Why would anybody in their right mind think you go to the App Store to get a system update? I mean, I guess you would
Because they saw it on Facebook.
yeah, that's. I mean,
I
I'm
mean,
not ignorant of this.
This is
I
an
see why
important
people-
system update. You got to get it. Click this link.
It claimed it could provide users with the latest Android operating system update, which, I mean, I can understand their frustrations of not being able to get any systems updates. So one would want this if it was really true. But it was a fake app, and it was getting information from the user, location information. And it had other apps that were actually installing on it once it did that and getting even a lot more of the user's data.
And I guess it wasn't doing anything virus-like. I know when you submit an app to Google Play, they do scan it. It's not like vetted and reviewed by human beings, but it's...
Well, maybe that's the case, but it looks like to me they were getting around that.
Yeah, they're probably
in a
using
way.
they're probably using standard APIs but they're just harvesting data and holding on to it.
The first process, My Location Service, retrieves a user's last known location and sets it up in shared preferences. Nice. And then it looked like it contained codes for a second process, a receiver that scans SMS messages for VOVA dash, a default password which allows attackers to do all sorts of things on an infected device.
Man. Yeah, please do not go to the App Store
don't-
put an update.
Correct. Don't go to the App Store and download
If
anything
you want
that says it can update your OS.
What it probably was they were on a website, clicked it, or
It's Facebook.
and
Says
it
it was-
redirects to the. It opens up the App Store and they think,
Yeah.
oh, click install.
Well, it was probably like on social media site like
Yeah.
Facebook or Twitter. Oh, this is a very
That
important
I
security
totally- you're
update. Click,
correct.
click here. And if it's on the internet, it's got to be true.
It says
People got tricked, unfortunately, but just be careful. Please be careful.
It says,
it was on the actual App Store.
well, yeah.
And am I not?
It can
Mis-
get-
am I
but I'm
not-
saying you can have a link that redirects you.
But
to
am
the-
I not mistaken with Android? The moment they have an update available for your device, you're notified.
Yes, that's correct. And
So-
it's
So you'll be notified. You don't have to go do anything but pull
Correct.
down your notification.
Unless
and
you're
say,
on Verizon.
yeah, and then you'll never
and
be
then
notified.
you'll never get your update.
Or
And that's
you get-
probably what it was somebody was like Googling.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Update, click a link,
I
opens up
agree.
the App Store. I doubt they went to the App Store and looked for it, is what I'm saying. It was
It
probably.
was.
You know what? You know what?
It's probably-
I hope you're right.
I think it's. I think Bruce is
actually
right.
hope that you are correct,
Yeah.
sir. Because if it's the other thing, woo,
Buried
you don't
deep in
need
that
a phone. You don't need a device. If you went looking for a virus to install it and you're not a hacker trying to learn how they're doing it, you don't need a device. Phew. Well, anyway, that just fascinates me to no end. At this day, as much technology as Google has that they can't catch this early on. That
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
That just bothers me.
But here's the thing. This is what's sad is I went to play.google.com. Just search for system update. Updates for Samsung by EVEEK. EVEEK.
See?
Update software from MURSAMA.
They got to get rid of all that.
Apps and system software. Epic App Studio. Update software from... Well, I'm not going to sign in under that, but see more. Let's see. Update for old something. It's getting cut off. Update for old versions.
It needs to be cut off. Yeah, that's just...
I mean, it's text getting cut off. Updates, and apps and system software. Update.
See, I told you, I've stumbled across something.
Oh, there's a bunch of them.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
This is not an isolated thing.
It's really insulting as far as I'm concerned as a user. Google, it's insulting. You better than this.
Well, if they would actually review apps like Apple
I agree.
does,
I agree.
Apple would have caught all this.
I would rather they do that. I don't care if it puts people through a bunch of pain. They need to review their apps better.
And the Apple review process is painful. As a developer who submitted an app, it is painful.
Yeah.
And I've talked to other colleagues in higher education that have had trouble and had apps rejected by Apple and had to fight to get it through.
Oh, yeah, I get it. But I'd rather it be like that than the other way.
I agree.
I know people should be very intelligent, tech savvy, but sometimes we're not.
No,
and this kind of thing does not do a service to the people that you're supposed to be doing a service to.
That's right.
Google, get it straightened out. Hey, Techies Show. Be right back.
Don't go anywhere. There's more in the queue lined up just for you.
Gamecock Outfitters, located on the square at 109 Ladica Street in Jacksonville, provides customers with outdoor apparel and gear. Gamecock Outfitters is able to help you find exactly what you need for every outdoor adventure. Gamecock Outfitters is open Tuesday through Friday from 10 o'clock to 5:30 and Saturday from 10 o'clock to 5 o'clock. For additional information, contact them at 256-435-2008 or check out their website at GadsdenOutfitters.com.
You're listening to the Hey Techies Show on WLJS Jacksonville.
Welcome back to the Hey Techies Show. This one goes out to all of you who have an Android device.
Don't use the App Store, Google Play, to get system updates.
There you go.
Do not click a link anywhere that says you can update your device from this link.
I got even better than that.
Oh, what's better?
I
than
don't
that?
think you should click any link for an app in social media. Period.
I agree.
I just think that's too dangerous. Go to go find a manufacturer's website if you want to do something that looks reputable.
If somebody mentions something, go look for yourself.
Yeah, the name of the company.com.
Did not realize that Super Mario Run was available now on Android.
There you go. Super Mario Run. That is a legitimate.
It is.
By the way.
It's not a system update.
Came out on Apple first. When
yeah.
did they release
Yeah, I think
this?
we talked about Super Mario Run.
We did. But I didn't know. I knew they were making it for Android, but I had not heard that it was available.
Sorry. I always forget to mute this
I even
laptop
sent him a
speaker.
message at the beginning of the show thinking he'd hear it. Nope.
Well, no, but he might not have had his messages up on his laptop. This was his laptop.
Yeah. He has Hangouts on his laptop.
Yeah, but
I heard it go ding.
Well, I've got mine off because I've got mine muted too, so I can. Well, anyway.
Which, let's talk about Hangouts for a second.
Yeah, we're going to get to that. That's something I just kind of didn't want to talk about.
We're going to poo-poo on Google tonight.
Yes, we are.
And Apple, you're next.
Because, man, I love Hangouts.
You know what's bad about this is we're the only ones that's probably going to know what we're talking about. I don't know how heavily it's used. I mean,
apparently it's not.
Yeah, that's what I'm guessing.
Because I use Hangouts for everything. It's
Yeah,
my default SMS.
I know.
I have it on every single one of my computers.
It stinks.
Like it's built into Chrome. It's seamless to me. It is seamless. It has video, video calling. It has audio calling. Now I don't really use the audio calling because I'll just rather use it because it uses data. I'd rather just use regular phone call for my phone, but I can make phone calls from it on my computer. Like it is the perfect app. Change it from calling it Hangouts to something else.
Yeah, no kidding.
And you could probably get more people to use it, but to me, it is perfect.
But what we're talking about is,
Perfect.
and we've known it for quite some time, it is going to stop using SMS.
Except for Project Fi users.
Yeah,
which makes no sense whatsoever. Why just Project Fi users? Why not all or nothing?
I thought it had something to do.
This is what kills me about Google.
Yeah.
Make up your friggin' mind.
I thought it had something to do with Google Talk and that's why, because if you're Google Talk, you're not affected. That's what I understood.
Google Talk.
Yeah, isn't that what that's called? Because I think that's what it's called. Am I saying that right?
Google Voice?
Google Voice. Maybe I should say that. I did say that wrong. So I think Google Voice is not affected.
Yeah. I mean, that would make sense, too.
Yeah, because you just.
But I bet you that's some way
chat
tied
to that,
to Fi, probably.
But and I don't think now, because one of the things I love, too, about Hangouts.
Yeah, Google Voice and Project Fi, yes. There it is right there.
One of the things that I loved about Hangouts, too, is that all my texts and stuff were searchable in Gmail.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
That way I don't have to sit there and...
Yeah.
We had this conversation a long time ago,
Right.
and he told me this one thing.
Right.
I can't remember what it was.
I just passed it.
Yeah, but I could just go to Gmail. Boom.
That's correct.
There it is. It was searchable.
Yeah, it's
frustrating,
It is
Google.
very, very, especially with an app you really enjoy, and then they've got to change it.
Hey, Google, I know you're listening. Fix it.
Oh, please. They
That
would
is all.
say they are fixing it for whatever reason they got. I
know what I think it is?
That's not a bug. It's a
This is
feature.
this is my Bruce conspiracy, I guess.
That should be a new segment for the show.
Is that you have within Google, and this is pretty much any huge corporation like this,
right?
You have these bubbles.
Yes.
They're departments, whatever they call them at Google.
Mm-hmm.
They're oogles.
Oogles, yes. That's good.
Oogles of oogles.
So
Oogles of Googles.
They're each developing competing apps.
Yeah, that's a show title.
Instead of
Googles.
coming together and say, let's form this, Google is saying, you all create your own thing.
Correct.
And the best thing will emerge.
Yes. I think that's correct.
And whatever is emerging is not really what's the best, but whoever has the most political clout within the company.
Okay.
That's just my opinion. That is what's happening.
That happens in other organizations as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So whatever Brim and Page like at the time.
Yeah. They're like, oh, yeah, I see value to this. Yeah, Hangout sucks. Well, this will totally replace all that, and we can name something else and sell it to businesses.
And they don't care about the consumer. It's not they don't care about.
Well, no, they're thinking competition creates the better product.
But that transition, that migration path, it's like you're done. See ya.
I mean, I'm sorry. Hangouts was perfect.
I've got a different theory. It's a similar theory.
Yeah.
It's a similar theory.
Except for the name.
It's a similar theory, but I've got a theory.
But Allo isn't any better.
I've got a theory. We just don't know about it yet.
Yeah.
But they'll finally tell us that they hired some people from the production of the band from Microsoft. And that's what happened.
Okay.
They said, listen,
Heard it here
we got
first,
this
folks.
whole thing at Microsoft where we just discontinue things for no apparent reason.
Yeah.
And it's been working good for
I
us, so we
see-
want to
hey,
implement it here.
And people will make that argument that Microsoft's better at that they don't let a product get so used so much.
Because people
for exception
are
of the
using
band.
it.
Well, that's true.
Well,
But then they'll cut it before it reaches popularity.
you want some more breaking news?
Yes.
Sure.
I saw a tweet from Paul Thurrott. Y'all know who Paul
Yes.
Thurrott is?
Oh, yes.
For those who don't, he's a huge Windows
Yes.
fanboy, I guess. But he's he writes about Windows,
Oh,
like
yeah.
almost exclusively.
Absolutely.
He posted on Twitter sometime today. He actually got one of the new Samsung phones.
Okay.
'Cause I was trying to find
So
it.
did my wife.
But Paul Thurrott, he's like,
Yeah,
the
but
Windows
what else
boy.
is he going to get?
That's-
He's going to get a Windows?
That's
He's not
who-
going to get a Windows phone and it work.
no.
Like he wants it to work. It won't.
Well,
I guess
I
you
think
get one of the Lumia.
Samsung Galaxy 8 first impressions. No, this is what he said. So this is happening. It's a picture of the S8 in the box in the Gear VR.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, no, we didn't get any kind of that thing. I don't think we signed up for all that.
You didn't get the Gear VR?
Nah, this
Come on.
just me.
I know you love VR.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, you know that's right. Yeah, the Google Hangouts thing is really unfortunate. I mean, it's coming up. I think this month is when it drops.
And it's going to be really annoying.
It
And you know what?
is.
You know what's even more annoying?
What's that?
We were talking about that, and I said, well, guess I might as well go ahead and buy the bullet swap to Messenger.
Yeah.
So I finally opened I have not opened Messenger on this
So you got
phone
some little welcome
since I got
message.
it.
You talking about the new version Android Messenger?
Yeah, so like Messenger right there in the center. It's been there. Because I knew, I was like, one day I'm probably going to switch to this. I'm just going to leave it there. So I opened it, and it says, would you like to make Messenger your default SMS app?
Yes.
Yes.
With great sadness. Yes.
So I text you. You're the first person I text.
Yeah.
And
Did it? I don't.
I said, guess I'll try Messenger. Kind of that frowny looking to the side.
Yes.
Upset face.
Yes.
You replied. It went to Hangouts. I was like, I'm done. And that was, I don't think I've used Messenger since.
Well, I know why that is.
Why?
Because
You-
I wasn't replying SMS.
Yeah, you're replying to Hangouts.
Because we're already on a conversation
Yeah,
to hang out.
but it came
But
in.
what I'm saying is it came in SMS.
I know that.
And I was like, and I knew that. But I was like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, it is. It's going to be ridiculous.
Crazy. Crazy.
Oh, I'm sorry you brought it up. I know people's like, oh, I'm tired of hearing about this. I don't care. Well, you'd care if you used it. Because I'm telling you,
You
it has
would.
some great features. Hangouts is a great product.
Yeah.
It would crash
I
on
don't
vacation.
understand.
Well, it's got to be doing something with money or wanting to push people to a different product. The way I understood it is they're wanting to just take that part out of Hangouts and use it for a business product,
They can
which I
charge
don't quite.
lots of money.
Well, I'm guessing, but
I got one more thing here. Are you done?
sure
Are you sure?
for now.
You want to rant a little bit more?
No.
Okay.
I would love to.
When does Bruce not want to rant?
I'm just saying.
Never.
All I'm saying is I don't know if I'm getting old or Google is just sucking at this. But I'm like, I
Right.
don't know what to use anymore.
Yeah.
Like, what does this do? What was wrong with the old thing?
Stay
I feel-
off my
I-
porch.
Yeah, I
Get off
feel-
the grass.
I feel like I am getting old. Because really, I'm like, this worked
We
perfectly.
need Daniel Mathengum.
Why
to
did
listen.
you
Get
now,
off my lawn.
But that's the thing.
Get off my lawn.
If they introduced a new product, and I was like, I see value in this.
yeah.
They have yet to do that.
Yeah.
I've tried aloe.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
Oh, that's terrible.
It's horrible.
Man, I like it when I put it on my legs when they're really chapped and stuff, and like for burns,
Sure.
for burns, that kind of thing.
So-
but I've never
Man,
been able to really message with it.
Is it the best aloe?
It is.
The best
It's the
aloe.
best aloe.
All right.
I've tried Messenger. I don't like it. I can't search my messages.
Yeah, it's
Man.
it's over.
So last week, Michael and I, we discussed the whole United Airlines.
Okay, we have an update to that.
We have a sort of related update. So
Okay.
Delta Airlines kind of took a stab at United, and now
Yeah.
they have upped the ante.
Yeah.
Delta,
$10,000.
yeah, Delta employees will now offer customers nearly $10,000 in compensation to give up seats on overbooked flights.
Let's talk about this real quick.
But let me
that's
finish.
all we got.
Let me finish real quick. Let me finish.
Just real quick.
So Delta gate agents can offer up to $2,000, up from a previous maximum of $800, and supervisors can offer up to $9,950, up from $1,350. Go ahead.
So I'm sure y'all have talked about this. I did not get to listen to the show.
Yes.
But make sure, if you are affected by this ever, you say, I will take it in a check. Do
Yes.
not take vouchers. because they will try to give you vouchers and coupons that are valued at whatever. They'll say, we'll give you $2,000.
Blackout dates and
blackout dates, expiration dates. Say, no, check, please, and thank you.
Yes.
Hand me a check. And I'll deposit it right now. Click done. So please make sure, know your rights on that.
Especially if you're involuntarily bumped, because the government there's laws in place that protect you as a passenger if you get involuntarily pulled.
So
it's different if
they will try to mess you over in more ways than one. So know your rights.
Yeah, but Delta came back and
You
they
gotta
said, "Take that, United.
you're right.
We're gonna give. You're gonna have people flying Delta flights that are gonna be like begging, like, please
bump me.
I want my seat given to somebody else.
$10,000. I would just put that towards the mortgage.
You know, there are people
Done.
that actually do that. They do.
They'll buy multiple tickets.
Well, they buy tickets to try to get bumped.
Yeah, that is a thing. Johnny Jett talked about that on a recent article he wrote.
I've heard about it.
People play the bumping game.
The bumping game.
Well, they'll keep getting bumped.
Doesn't sound good,
multiple days, and I mean they could rack up a huge amount of money, especially like if it's a family.
Yeah,
and they're flexible in their plans. They can get thousands of dollars because they get bumped multiple times throughout the course of a day.
I just cancel. Bumped, cancel. Give me the money. Thanks.
Well, they're going somewhere. They just. They got plenty of time to get there.
I would do it with no plan to go. Or just be like, I got vacation I can use. Don't have any plans when to use it. Just keep getting bumped until I can use it.
So I thought I'd throw that in there.
When I don't get bumped
quick.
again, I'll use it. Vacation's paid for.
It's not tech related, but we always try to spin it into something tech. It's on the internet, so that's the tech part of this. Fox News.
Whatever. We are so far removed from that. Please don't insult us that way.
Firsttogetitwrong.com.
Yeah, we're closer to that, actually. I'm just kidding.
Oh, goodness.
Go to firsttogetitwrong.com. Can't guarantee what's there, but you might find it interesting.
Yeah.
Don't go to random URLs that people tell you on the internet.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later.
Or on the radio.
We will talk about that later because I promised we'd talk about puny code, and we haven't. But we'll talk about it.
We got an hour left.
An hour dose.
We got a lot to talk about.
What now?
Puny code.
I missed that one.
Yep.
I should know about that. I'll learn about this too, I guess.
Yeah. So we'll talk about that in our dose. Are you still stalling for time?
No, I'm actually
reading.
reading.
This is how the sausage is made.
I'm actually reading some headlines here, and I want to find out about this one right here.
We've got less than a minute.
How naked mole rats survive for 5 hours without oxygen. I just
they
gotta
breathe
know.
in through their skin.
You can't make this stuff up, folks.
I'm telling you.
So
can't make it up.
In our dose, we will have puny code, naked mole rats.
Mole rats, you're right.
And maybe your calls, 256-782-5600.
That's right.
Stay with us. This is HTS.
You've listened this long, so stick around for Our Dose.
Live from NPR News in Washington, I'm Jack Spear.
Mesdames et messieurs, you have to stay back, please.
The sound of French police on the streets of Paris tonight after an incident where a French policeman was shot and killed and 2 other officers were wounded. The gunman armed with an automatic weapon was shot and killed. Police say they know who the attacker was but have not released his name. French President François Hollande, speaking on French 24 through an interpreter, confirmed authorities believe the shooting was terror-related.
The potential leads that will lead us to the truth are of a terrorist nature. The counterterrorism division of the public prosecutor's office has been mobilized, and an investigation will be carried out to know the potential motives and accomplices.
The Islamic State group quickly claimed responsibility for the attack, which comes just days before French elections. The attack on the Champs-Élysées took place on a spring evening when the boulevard was jammed with people. An effort by Arkansas to execute 8 inmates using lethal injection this week has taken yet another last-minute turn. The execution of Arkansas inmate Liddell Lee was delayed this evening by the 8th Circuit Court of Appeals. Arkansas Public Media's Sarah Weitz-Kodacek has more.
The roughly hour-long stay came down minutes before Lee's execution was scheduled to begin. The appeals court says it's reviewing his request for a permanent stay that was filed today. He's one of 8 inmates Arkansas has been trying to execute this month before the supply of a lethal injection drug expires. A second inmate scheduled to be executed tonight was granted a stay by the state Supreme Court to allow for DNA retesting. 4 other inmates are scheduled to be executed by the end of the month. For NPR News, I'm Sarah Weitz-Kodachek in Little Rock.
A short time ago, the U.S. Supreme Court declined to wade into the case, denying petitions to halt the execution. For the second time in 2 months, federal judges have ruled Texas deliberately discriminated against minorities when drawing voting maps. From Houston Public Media, Andrew Snyder has more.
The latest 2-1 ruling by a federal panel in San Antonio found Texas sought to suppress Latino voting power when it drew up maps for electing state legislators. According to the ruling, Harris County, the state's largest, should have received new seats in the state House of Representatives on the basis of minority population growth. Instead, it lost a seat. By contrast, legislators protected Anglo districts with slower population growth. The judges found similar patterns of discrimination in 5 other counties across the state. The ruling comes after the same court in March found evidence Texas violated the Federal Voting Rights Act when carving new congressional districts. For NPR News, I'm Andrew Schneider in Houston.
More people were filing first-time claims for jobless benefits last week. The Labor Department says initial unemployment claims rose by 10,000. On Wall Street, stocks closed higher. The Dow up 174 points. The Nasdaq rose 53. This is NPR.
Technologic.
Trash it, change it, melt, upgrade it, charge it, point it, zoom it, press it, snap it, work it, erase it, write it, cut it, paste it, save it, load it.
Welcome back into our dose of the Hey Techies show. And so glad to have all of you here. And if you would like to be on the show, 256-782-5600. And you can be live on the Hey Techies show. And it's terrible. Another ISIS attack in Paris.
Oh, man. Yeah, I saw that.
Well, you just pray for those folks. Just gotta pray for them.
Anyway. So, got that going on, of course, with everything else going on around here. So, when we last left, Bruce was trying to give us some information that nobody but Bruce and 5 other people on the planet know what it is.
So, you've got to be really careful, I guess, whenever
clearly
you are clicking on links or... even those links can look like, up in your URL can make it look like that you're going to a legit site. I think we all know how this works, but there's ASCII characters, and then that only goes to a certain amount, and then so they started doing Unicode too. Because ASCII is 8 bits.
I think so.
And then Unicode was 64 bits.
Right.
But you have all these other languages. So
6 bits a dollar?
Sure.
All for the Hey Techies show, stand up and holler?
Yeah.
Okay.
So to register a URL in these other countries, they try to resolve the ASCII-based code to specific symbols. So they Unicode became Punycode. So you can actually go and register these URLs, and you can
go ahead.
You can use.
Stop it, Gary. I'm trying to learn.
You can use different text from different languages. So you could use English A, and in some other language you could use something else and make it look like a P. Or the letter P or the letter L.
I'm lost.
Which is what an example that somebody's done. Hold on, I'll send you a link.
Yeah, sure.
Please.
We'll get it tomorrow. He'll send it in SMS.
Yeah, via Hangouts that does not support it anymore. So the example they use here is they registered one to look like Apple.
That's the
what
wrong
they've
link.
done. No, it's not. No. That's the story. That the link to the apples at the
it's
top.
open source textbooks.
No, there's another link. You'd link it. He's already done that.
Oh, no, I didn't copy. So anyways.
I
So, anyways, and what they've done after they've registered these, and that's using HTTPS, so they've used Let's Encrypt to get a certificate, and it looks like it's Apple.com, and it's secure. It shows on your browser, hey, it's secure.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you do that with a bank or with Apple, and you could get somebody going through there legitimately thinking,
that looks like a P. Oh my goodness. apple.com, which is
yep. So link will be in the show notes, but it's definitely something
that's crazy. That is crazy. Wow.
Yep. So it looks like you were at apple.com, and they could just throw up the exact same. I mean, they could just go pull everything off their page, but have everything, make it look just like Apple's website.
And that's the thing. I mean, we've always, not we always, but one of the things before you click a link is to see where it's going.
Yeah, correct.
And I mean, like
it even shows down on the bottom.
I mean, yeah, it shows on all modern browsers. It shows somewhere what that link is going to.
Well, this is the thing. That puny code, not all browsers support that.
Oh, really?
Yes. So, and I was thinking that Chrome would actually not necessarily not support it, but would actually show the characters. I had not tried this yet in Chrome.
It looks normal to me. I'm using Chrome.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks normal. I don't remember.
Let me try Safari. Well, at least it's on a Mac.
Well, I'll tell you, this really is puny.
It is puny. It's puny scary. Or plenty scary.
And I don't have Opera on this.
Why not?
On this machine.
Well, apparently, Safari does not show you the link anywhere.
Yeah. So, like, here's an example in Explorer. It shows xn-80AK6AA92e.com because that's the puny code that's in there.
Okay, so it really shows the puny code. It doesn't.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they could have just recently updated this. Who knows?
Yeah.
Well, on my phone, it does not. It is using Chrome, as far as I know.
So it does translate it?
It looks like apple.com.
Yeah. So it translates the puny code.
Let me try it on Chrome on iOS. If I click this link in Hangouts on my phone, it should load Chrome, and it does. Let's see. Stand by, folks.
Okay, so if I hold down on my phone and say copy, I hold down and say click this link and I want to copy the address, it tells me what it is right here at the top.
Yeah.
Does it say Apple?
No, it tells me what it is in puny code.
Look, that's on Chrome on iOS. It shows apple.com. Open a new tab, open a new incognito window, read later, copy link URL.
Let's see.
So if I load it.
Copy link text.
See? Apple, get your act together.
Well, the thing is,
that's an OS thing there. Yeah. That's all OS.
Well, ICANN warned about this back in 2005. So,
wow. Yeah, this is old, isn't it? This is not a new thing, right?
This issue?
Yeah.
I mean, it's resurfaced. It's not a new issue, but it definitely has resurfaced because I think it's one of those things that was talked about and nothing was ever enacted upon. So they're bringing it back to light because of some of the issues with people getting getting certificates.
Yeah.
For sites they don't own.
Wow. So I could go in here and figure one out if I was smart enough and buy that site with the puny code, and it would show up. Oh.
Yeah, and you can actually, in Firefox, that's the thing. I know in Firefox, you can actually go in and change a configuration for it to show the puny code.
CNN.com. Yeah. See, we could buy puny code for CNN.com.
Yeah. If not already.
Yeah, I'm sure somebody has it.
But that's the thing. It is all browser dependent. So they're saying in 5 days, Chrome will have this fixed.
Yeah. Yeah.
So make sure this is, again, why you do updates.
Yeah.
Just not Windows 10 Creators Edition updates.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
good segue. Microsoft will now release major Windows 10 updates every March and September.
That's what they say.
That is what they're saying.
I still say my honest to God opinion about Microsoft, always have an expiration date on their statements.
Yeah.
Last Windows ever. Asterisk.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
So how do you tell what's build of when? How do you tell if you got the anniversary edition on your not anniversary, Creators Edition on your device?
It should be a 1703.
Where does it show that though? It don't show it on mine. It says Windows 10 Home.
Yeah, I don't
Should
have
be
a
able to
Windows
right-click
machine
on-
right here in front of me to
on
remember
my
exactly
computers
how to
and click
get to
properties.
that. I know I
Anyway,
should.
That's what I did. It just shows Windows 10 Home and the.
What if you go to updates? What does it tell you was the last update?
Let's see. Well, let's see. Yeah,
You-
this thing
you go
took
into
like a half an hour to update earlier. Update history.
Yeah, what was the last thing?
Cumulative update 1607.
No, you're not on Creators. 1703
Thank
is
goodness.
Creators.
17 what?
1703 is Creators.
Oh.
You're on anniversary. Yeah. So, anyway. There's probably another way to find that, but that's the only way I know that I can think of
Where?
off the top of my head. If you go to the
Settings, updates.
and find the last update.
Oh, go to update history.
Yeah, update history, and that'll tell you what your last.
So do you have the
cumulative
Creators
update is what you're
update
looking
on your
for.
device, Bruce?
The cumulative update, if it's for whatever. So is yours 1607? Well, anyway.
I don't see that.
Okay. Well, you may not have had an update. It might be on down there somewhere. Well, anyway, I know that's not the right place. That's the only place I can think of right off the top of my head is what I'm saying. I don't have a Windows machine in front of me.
Was a KB890.
Oh, yeah. I knew you was going to do that. Knowledge base. You're so funny.
Apparently, I'm download. Oh, that's Windows Defenders updates.
No, where do you go to find that? If I could find this, I don't have it in front of me. I got a Mac, so there you go.
Shame.
No,
I'm just kidding.
Shame.
Need a VM on that MacBook.
Well, there is actually, but it's not. Well, no, it's not VM. It's
Boot Camp.
Yeah, I got Boot Camp. Yeah.
Can't VMware Fusion read the Boot Camp partition?
I don't know. Probably.
I think it can.
Sure.
Sounds good to us.
Yeah. Well, when we come back,
What are we doing?
well, I told you tonight we're doing whatever Bruce wants to do.
Okay.
Or whatever Mike wants to do.
Yeah, I got a few stories here.
We'll cover
Not too
some
many.
stuff.
We've been covering some
And your
stuff.
calls, 256-782-5600.
No representation is made that the opinions of hosts here are better than those of the average tech show, but we think so.
Gamecock Outfitters, located on the square at 109 Ladica Street in Jacksonville, provides customers with outdoor apparel and gear. Gamecock Outfitters is able to help you find exactly what you need for every outdoor adventure. Gamecock Outfitters is open Tuesday through Friday from 10 o'clock to 5:30 and Saturday from 10 o'clock to 5 o'clock. For additional information, contact them at 256-435-2008 or check out their website at GadsdenOutfitters.com.
Hey Techie Show. Welcome back into the Hey Techie Show. By the way, if you were listening to us and you do want to know about your build on your Windows, just Windows key R, which is a run command, type WINVER, Win version, WINVER, and it'll tell you your Win version. So
Yep, 1607 in the house over here.
Yeah, that's anniversary.
The good version, or the better.
And my machine here at work just updated to Creators Edition.
Oh, I'm sorry. My condolences.
1703. Yeah, I'm kind of a bleeding edge.
Did you force it on there? Did you actually?
I told it could. Yes, but it was already downloaded. Yeah.
Okay. Well, it already downloaded.
But it actually did fix a problem, as far as I can tell, that I was having.
So what was that issue?
It was the print issue
it was his
that we're having with
conflict
that only a few people are having, actually, where if you use the online version of Microsoft Office 365, if you, in certain situations, it prints very tiny, or if you try to print it 100%, it truncates and cuts off part of your print and it's been a problem for about a week and a half. See, the problem is, the one problem for me, and I know this is boring people, like I'm sure, one problem for me is I don't print emails. I just don't print emails.
Well, you don't print them and file them away?
No. I mean, they're in my email. So I don't print. So this was like, it was actually happening for me, and I didn't. I know it's funny. I'm trying to.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm laughing inside right now.
Well, anyway, that was funny, but I knew where you were going with it. I don't understand that, but for some people, apparently they have reason for this. So. But at any rate, yes, and we've been troubleshooting. I got to do some more troubleshooting tomorrow because we're actually trying to open a ticket with Microsoft about it, but I'm not 100% sure that it has anything to do with Office 365. I actually think it has to do with the OS. A update or not update.
Yeah.
Something one way or the other is the difference.
So real quick, before we get on to other stuff that I know we want to get on.
We need to. Go ahead.
I want to, we poo-pooed on Google.
Yes,
we got to do it to Bose real quick.
What's
so
Bose? Here we go. Okay, y'all talk about this.
They're getting in trouble because if you've purchased some of their wireless headphones, there's an app that goes with it. And apparently in that app, they will collect data from you and send it back and sell it. And the argument is that's not explicitly in.
Why would you need the app? Is there some reason you'd have to have the app?
I think it just allows you to skip stuff.
That's just stupid.
Control your phone.
Oh, nothing spectacular.
Yeah, nothing spectacular. Okay. I'll say this.
I didn't even know they had an app.
I forget what their home app was, to where you could do the whole home. If you had Bose systems all throughout your home, you could control all that. Horrible.
Really?
Oh yeah, they
stick to what you know best.
But yeah, Bose could not create an app. Either that, or they didn't pay somebody enough to create an app. Because I was like, I will just, if I want to, I will cast it to that device.
There's several Bose apps.
Yeah. So
there's Bose Connect. There's Bose.
The Bose Connect app.
Sound Touch. Bose Hear. Only for Bose earphones.
You don't have the wireless versions, do you? Or do you have?
No, these are
Control
not
Space Remote.
Okay.
Bose Build Sound and Control Space Remote Custom.
Yeah. So
Bose Connect. That's the
boy. They've written a lot of apps to not be an app writing company.
Well, they probably hired it out.
Well, I know that, but I'm just making.
But it's the apps were clunky. I didn't like them at all. The app that I used that they had years ago just deleted it. So yeah,
that's crazy.
Bose is probably gonna get sued.
I understand the concept of wanting to make a profit.
That make the price of stuff just go up now.
What in the world?
It's already expensive.
Here's what I would like to know. And I know I won't find this out, but I'd like to know what kind of profit margin they made off of any of this.
That is a good question.
I mean, what? Find out. That's just crazy. What could you possibly be listening to? Not surfing, listening to.
Well, so this is the thing, too. It collected the serial number of their headphones. So if you've registered those headphones, then
they can tie it back to
you. Then they find out what your interests are. Sell it to advertisers. They pay them, $50 a person.
We noticed you listened to the Hey Techie Show podcast.
Yeah.
We have yet to figure out how to market and sell you anything.
I'll say this. I will say this.
What are you listening to that for?
when it comes to Bose, because I think people crap on Bose just for their sound quality, because it's the all highs, no lows must be Bose.
Yeah.
and they're saying, you can get better this for, better product for less money, blah, 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 blah. But those same people will say the noise canceling headphones at Bose, they're great.
Yeah.
And I admit they are
Yes.
great. Yeah. I never really listen to music without the noise cancellation on, so I can't tell you what they sound like without it on.
Yeah.
I can tell you what mine sound like without it on. It doesn't work.
What do you mean?
These don't work unless they're on.
Oh, really?
These QC15s.
Okay.
They're older generation. Are yours the 25?
Yeah, I think
So you have to have the noise cancellation on for them to work at all?
Yeah, like if I sit here and switch this off, I hear nothing through my headphones right now.
Huh.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, what would be the point?
It's either on or nothing.
Oh, okay.
Interesting. So, anyways,
But these have been very good headphones.
Oh, yeah.
I will say this, and people say about Beats, it's too much bass.
It is.
I
do say that.
All about that
But
bass.
if that is the type of music,
Yes,
if
I
that
know.
is predominantly
Yeah.
what you're
Correct.
listening
Yeah.
to, then sure, that's great. I find that Bose is balanced,
I agree with that.
and especially with voice, it is very clear.
Yes.
But there is stuff that I will hear because of the balance. I don't get too much of one thing or the other. That there's stuff I can hear that otherwise I would have never heard.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying they're the greatest, be all, end all, whatever. Don't get me wrong. But don't just hate Bose because you want to jump on the bandwagon. Is all I'm saying.
I got you.
So moving on to my favorite company.
I'm so glad Bruce is here tonight, actually.
Maybe
Well, about a million reasons, actually.
Maybe they'll get bought. Or
Oh, my
merged.
goodness. Here we go.
Merged.
Big Red.
So this is. Should we say this for rumors?
Well, we go ahead and play the rumors then. If that's
Yeah,
what
go
we
ahead
want.
with your rumors, Guru.
We don't actually have many. I don't think. I don't see anything in there. This is a hectic day for me. I mean, it really was, actually.
Mine was supposed to be calm and ended up not being.
Well, I tell you, the one thing I will say to add to all of this is we don't have to worry about monetizing, especially on YouTube, because we have to have 10,000 views to start with. So we're nowhere in trouble of that.
I wonder how many total views we do.
10,000 videos.
No, it's 10,000 views.
Yeah, you
we're
can
probably more likely to get to that mark before we have 10,000 views.
You could make 10,000. We could make 10,000 videos and get somebody to watch it once.
That'd be a long time. One a week. Well, not even that. That'd be a long time. By the way, this is episode 90. Okay, Bruce.
Oh, I don't really know much about this except for
Well, why
Verizon.
were you bringing it up?
Well, y'all are the ones that brought it up in a text. Verizon is looking. Well, the CEO actually tweeted that he was open to conversation about mergers.
5,600
with the
views
likes
we have right now.
with the likes of Comcast.
Total.
With the likes of Comcast and Disney, which we have said this years ago, the past, long time ago, that the content provider in
Yes.
was also trying to be the content creator.
Yeah, I know. We've
and
talked-
vice versa.
Yeah, we talked.
They want to control it end to end.
But now that's already happening in a way.
Oh, it has happened.
I'm talking about with Netflix.
They don't, but they
do provide. Wait a minute.
But now, if
That-
they
that-
own the
if-
internet,
Wait a minute now. They are a content provider.
sure.
Now, they might not be carrying the internet.
That's
to
what
you.
I'm saying.
Well,
That's how they
I
could get
think you're-
into
I
it.
think you're. Yeah,
Which is exactly what Comcast does, AT&T does, and Verizon does.
Yeah. Well, they're in the
Yeah,
business. They're in
yeah.
the business of making money.
Yeah.
I mean, otherwise they'll send everybody home.
And
or
I'll
have to sell
I'll say
their
this
company.
too. Starting another rumor.
Okay.
I actually said this today, I think, is that you'll see with the current administration, companies,
Here we go.
Companies are going to get huge.
Okay.
And it's going to be fantastic. Except whatever the next administration comes in, they're going to break it all up. So I'm saying these large companies, enjoy it now.
Okay.
Because
Is the sound working? Can you hear now? No, that doesn't do anything.
can you hear it, big companies? Your time is coming. Because I guarantee you it's going to happen. You can't have 4 companies control everything.
Nope. I agree with you.
4 companies.
That's what it's about.
I'm making a generalization.
Yeah, I'd say so.
10. I guarantee if I said 10 companies controlled 90% of what you consume.
Yeah, but I don't have to. Oh, here we go. I'm not even going to get in this.
You have to eat.
I don't. Well, wait a minute. There's more companies than that. My wife cooks at home. That's one.
But the products she buy,
Well,
where do you buy
I
it
could
from?
go buy from different places. I could go plant my own.
sure. But where are you buying that seed from?
Oh, good grief. Okay.
I'm just saying.
You have to. Who cares?
I'm
You have
saying.
to buy it from somebody. Who
Sure.
cares who I buy it from?
But yeah,
I just don't.
kind of care.
I tell you what. I don't look at
Like
life.
to have more than
I
one
don't
provider.
look at life the way you do.
Of course, according to the FCC, one provider is considered competition.
Oh, here we go.
Ooh.
I know that's your view. I get it.
Another rumor: HTC is apparently creating a squeezable phone. It's going to launch in May.
A squeezable phone.
So apparently, some interfaces, kind of like how your screen is a touch interface. These sides of the phone, you'll be able to squeeze and make it do things.
HTC.
HTC going to launch in May.
Boy, that's hard up.
Squeeze it.
Oh.
They're going to put the big squeeze on somebody.
Yeah, on Samsung.
Whatever.
So we got this,
HTC wishes.
the world's first squeezable phone. And it's not Samsung, it's not Apple.
Well, I guess if it's squeezable, it might not catch on fire. I mean, I don't know.
It very well may catch on fire easily. Squeeze it too hard, you'll mess with the battery, and then boom.
So it'll have
fire.
edge sense technology that allows the device
Edge
to recognize
sense.
pressure on both sides of the phone. Think gesture controls, just on the side.
Oh, but that's not. Well, you had to the way you made it sound like it was squishy.
I mean, I don't know how squishy it is.
How squishy is it?
I don't know how squishy it is.
Okay.
Pretty sure I just said that. I don't know. I think it's I like that HTC is thinking outside the box. I like HTC. I've said that in the past.
Yeah, we
I've
know.
been kind of upset with some of their phones
Yes.
as of late. But I think HTC is a good company. Wait, let me step back.
Rewind.
In the past, HTC. Well, crap, stuff could emerge. My current understanding of HTC, as of today, is they're not a bad company. I mean,
At this minute.
Currently.
You need an asterisk
And
to
that's
follow
off.
you
Yes.
everywhere.
And that's off the record, right?
Off the record.
Oh, good
Can't be
grief.
used against me.
This is an editorial show.
Yeah.
This is not journalism. This is editorial, right?
Absolutely. I'm just saying. I used to enjoy HTC phones very much. Now I've got a phone with one speaker at the bottom.
And that is.
What a shame.
It is a
Yes,
shame.
it is. I agree.
It's horrible.
It's totally terrible.
It's terrible.
Terrible.
I got one speaker on the bottom of mine. It's perfectly fine.
That's an Apple phone.
Because it's fantastic. It's the best.
Go from
best phone ever.
Go from dual front-facing speakers that you've had for years.
Yeah, but
4 years.
Well, no one made you upgrade.
4 years. My daughter did.
yeah, that's a
4
good point.
years I've had this.
Don't blame your children.
Now I don't. And man, you don't realize you don't know what you got till it's gone.
Oh.
Is another show title. You don't know what you got till it's gone. Oh my goodness. So we talked about in the green room, and actually it was in here before the show, but you had a little bit of a story of a fingerprint story.
Oh yeah. So
a little, and we've talked
and
about,
we talked about
that
this.
was we've mentioned this before
years ago.
Yeah.
Man, we're so ahead of the times.
Yeah.
So I was listening to a podcast.
Is this why you were stuck in traffic?
No, this may have been this week.
Okay.
And
Stuck in traffic.
it was Steve Gibson. He made a really a good analogy. I don't think we could come up with an analogy back then.
Probably not.
But he was talking about fingerprint sensors, especially like on the back of your phone. And now MasterCard's trying to put one on. They're testing it out on a card. But you know, your fingerprint, as of the whole thing, is supposedly unique to every individual. The best we know, it's not. But you know, if you get into forensics and stuff like that, you can learn how. So, anyways, but the sensor on your phone is it's very small, so it's only taking a small portion of your finger. Now, it does ask you to kind of move your finger around and tries to get a broader picture. So, as you push in different places, it can say, "Oh, hey, I recognize that." But Steve made a really good analogy. Because we were saying that it basically doesn't. It's not like it's taking your fingerprint. It's taking like 20 points,
correct, or something like that.
It's just like, hey, I recognize these points. It's not the actual print,
right?
But that would kind of be like me saying I have a 20-digit password, 20-character password,
right?
Which, as far as entropy goes, is really good,
right?
But you only have to know 3 of those characters, in succession in order to gain access. Well,
there goes the security.
So, and again, since it's not the whole picture of your finger, if you've got a fingerprint sensor, what Steve's going to do is, hey, try and unlock my phone. And see,
if he can find somebody that can unlock
unlock your phone. Give him a few chances to try it and say,
I would be curious to know how long that would take to actually find
somebody?
someone. I bet it's longer than you think.
Maybe. But we'll see. But we talked about this because I said I wasn't too keen about this anyway. And it's one of those, if I'm ever in a situation that I'm like, I don't feel comfortable turning off my phone, because then it's got to be something I know and not something that I have.
Right.
And the thing is that this thing that I have, I can't trade it in.
Yeah, that's correct. And something else you thought of.
Yeah,
too.
I mean, I can give you the finger, but I can't give you my finger to swap out.
Or you can't change it.
I can't change it. Like this is
this
it.
card
so
we were
once
talking about.
Once this gets out in the wild, I mean, I've got 10.
Yeah, I know.
20 if you want to use your toe.
Yeah.
If you're a dog, a dog, you got a unique nose print.
Yeah, that's true. That'd be awkward.
I think you have unique tongue prints.
Okay, thank you for that. Yeah, I've never seen a
dog.
I've never seen a dog use a phone, but this show is quickly going to the dog.
But yeah, so just something to be thinking about.
Fingerprints.
But yeah, once these get out in the wild, which I think we talked about that a few weeks, well, maybe like a month or so ago, about pictures being so high res that boom.
Yes, you did talk about that.
I think you brought that up.
No, I think you did.
Oh, okay.
You talked about that they were so high res that a person could open their device with a picture.
Yep, because all the peace signs.
Yeah, the peace. That was it. The peace signs. Yeah.
Very popular.
Do it backwards.
Yeah,
if you do it backwards,
then they will get it off They will get it off the reflection of your eyes.
Oh my goodness! Thumbnails out.
Yeah, thumbnails out.
Nails out.
Nails out.
There we go.
Thumbnails. I liked thumbnails out. That was
thumbnails out.
But yeah. So I guess I'm done with the rumors. Oh yeah.
We were done with them anyway. I know.
We were done when we started.
Yeah, that's right. We were done when we started.
I'm going to have to register my tongue.
So let's get to this FCC thing that we had talked about, Michael.
We have teased it, I know.
What are we talking about, the FCC?
Just listen.
Won't let me
They sold a lot of the bandwidth in the 600 megahertz.
Spectrum.
It was a spectrum.
Yeah.
And the problem that has existed from the very first, when there was the very first wireless pro audio microphone, the problem that's always existed is that it's always been operating in the spaces in between. Whatever was never taken up, or whatever the FCC said that you were okay to do, the white spaces.
And this is unlicensed.
Correct.
Anybody you don't have to go apply for that spectrum.
Any company that's making one of these devices, like Sennheiser, Shure, to my knowledge, I have Audio Technica.
Yeah.
There's plenty of others that make these type products, and mostly this is going to affect big companies that do sound production, churches, drama, any kind of drama groups that use mostly churches around this area. Basically, if you have a range, and I had it right here. Let's see, where did my link go?
I got it right here.
600.
I'd really like to know what all devices operate on that.
Well, there's probably more.
The 600 megahertz band, which is from like 598. I thought I had that, but I apparently don't.
Where was the link I sent you? Here, let me get it right here. It's back in my Hangouts, which I won't have much longer. No, I must have sent it to the group, didn't I? Oh, I can't believe this. Yeah, here we go. It's right here.
So, I mean, is this mostly microphones that it's affecting?
Well, 616 to 653 and 663 to 698 megahertz.
Well, there's a lot of stuff that operates in the pro audio realm.
And they call...
Bruce, you've got in-ear monitors that are wireless.
Right.
You have
UHF
IFBs. Television talent use IFBs, and it's wireless usually. I mean, anyway.
Well, the big thing to note is at least for anybody who is going to have to deal with this, though the FCC is giving us 39 months till the year 2020 to be compliant with this. What does that mean for you? Well, if you're an engineer to church or anybody, you're supposed to be compliant in that you're going to have to trade in or repurchase all new equipment in your wireless systems that are in those ranges. You have to stop, and this happened before back in 2010.
Yes. And most of this stuff, if I'm not, correct me if I'm wrong, Michael, you know more about this pro audio than I do. I'm a little amateur at my church.
Okay,
compared to you, but
whatever.
Most of the time you can't reprogram this out of that range.
That's correct.
If it's in that range, it's in that range, and there's no way to get it
and that's
out of that range.
And that's a negative to me too, because here you have this product. It would really be nice if there was a way, if they're going to continue this mess and they're not going to give us any kind of frequencies to say these are your frequencies. Okay, if they're in this mess, there ought to be a way for the manufacturer, and some of them are doing this, have a trade-in program where you send this stuff back so it doesn't end up in a landfill somewhere. I mean, it really needs to be sent back to the company. They might can re-engineer and use the cases again in a refurbished manner or some way or shape. And that might not be financially viable for the company. I don't know. Some of the big ones are Shure. That's a big one, obviously.
Yeah.
Sure, it is.
It sure is.
Sennheiser.
Sure.
Or however you want to pronounce
it. I call it Sennheiser. I don't know if that's correct.
Sennheiser is probably correct.
It's German.
Sure. And then Audio-Technica, which I have at our church. Okay.
Well, you're
having too much fun.
That whole 2010.
Bruce needs the crickets.
That whole 2010 issue.
Yes.
Our church was affected. We had a wireless mic that was in that spectrum at the time that was getting auctioned. They got auctioned off. So we had to.
We were too.
We had to spend money and replace it.
Sure.
And that's for a church. Usually that's a big deal because that stuff's not cheap. And usually, unless you're just like some mega church, you don't have the money just laying around.
Yeah, but even at that, some of those mega churches might have.
They may have 20 of them
or 100 of them.
Sure.
It depends.
Yeah.
And that's going to be a big price.
Oh yeah, but here's the thing: this latest round of Spectrum, the one we bought to replace the one that we bought before,
right?
Now is affected.
That's correct. Yeah, I know.
So
I didn't look. I meant to look on ours, and I don't recall if they're exactly in there. But now
we have one. One of ours is not, and one of them.
The one
is.
I have, I think it has 10 channels within that spectrum, so I could have 10 different mics within that spectrum.
Yes,
that work. So
So what happens when you don't replace these?
Well, technically,
you're violating the law.
You're violating the law if you use them.
But aren't you allowed so many feet? Like, this is your personal broadcast space?
I think technically. I mean, I don't know whether you. I'm not going to sit here and say they catch you and you get in trouble. I'm not going to do that. But let's just say that they could.
Yeah.
A church is not going to be able to take that kind of pressure from the government if they're caught in this. That they don't.
Yeah.
You don't want to do that. You don't want to deal with that.
And there's an article to the FCC. We'll get Michael's link in there. And I got this from the FCC. It explains the whole wireless microphone, and this is they have unlicensed spectrum. This
Correct,
is where you don't have to pay a license fee to have it as yours.
The white spaces.
Yeah. So, but this is my thing. This has not been resolved yet. Is keep on having to play this cat and mouse game with equipment.
Correct.
Because it gets expensive.
It is.
But this is part of this article. The FCC is exploring steps to address wireless microphone users' long-term needs, including potentially accessing spectrum and additional spectrum bands. In a notice of proposed rulemaking in FCC 14-145, the FCC is examining other spectrum bands where wireless microphones currently operate, as well as proposals for authorizing wireless microphones in additional spectrum bands. In a separate notice of proposed rulemaking, blah, 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 FCC is addressing issues that include the operation of unlicensed white space device, unlicensed, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, apparently there's talk within the FCC of trying to fix this permanently. Is trying to allocate space that they are not going to auction off. And see, we have 39 months to get off of it, right? 39 months
That's
as
correct.
of whenever.
2020.
In the 2020?
Sometime in 2020.
Okay. So
I'm
at a point, if I'm the decision maker, I'm like, I'm going to hold off a little bit and see what's going to happen, because I'd be afraid to invest more money in something that's legal currently, and then 10 years from now, it's 5 years from now, will we sell more spectrum off?
It was 39 months from March.
Okay. Well, we got 38. Clock is ticking. You know what I'm saying, Michael, though? It's just, I hate to go buy something and then like 2 or 3 years later nope, you can't use it. Sorry.
It's obsolete.
Okay, so
because this equipment, I mean, Sennheiser and stuff, all this stuff is built very good. I mean, if you take care of it, you can use it for years.
Oh yeah. So on this note, by the way, Shure has announced its 600 megahertz wireless rebate, which allows you to trade in your eligible 600 megahertz wireless for a rebate toward your purchase of a new system.
How much of a rebate? I guess it depends on the system.
Yeah.
Is it just Shure devices they'll take back?
Right now.
Be something like, we'll take another brand to get you to come to Sure.
Sure.
I knew you were going to do that, Bruce. Sure will.
Sure will.
So, yeah, Audio Technica needs to do something like that too.
Yeah, I agree. I did send a tweet out
and
to them.
And Sennheiser.
I haven't heard
I need to ask
back.
Sennheiser if they're doing that. 'Cause that's what we have at our church. So it's going to have to be replaced.
Just tell them somebody else sure is.
Yep, somebody else sure is, and I can go get some of that good old
Okay,
Shure.
so another little aspect to this that I did not know, and okay. Apparently, Shure has been discontinuing systems that operate in the 600 megahertz range. They've been developing new systems that operate in the 900 megahertz and 2.4 gigahertz.
Oh, okay. I wonder what kind of interference you would get with those, because a lot of stuff runs in that range.
You get a lot of people's phone calls. I'm sorry, never mind.
Yeah, that could be bad. That could be very bad. I mean, I understand where they're going here, but yeah, I think that's bad. I'd have to avoid, unless there's some sort of encryption to where it's only going to pick up a certain signal from that body pack transmitter.
Yeah,
there's got to be some sort of protection in there, because I don't want it picking up some random call with a cordless phone or a cell phone or whatever it is. That would be bad. Like, middle of the pastor's message breaks out and somebody's phone call.
Now, here's an idea that I didn't think of and I should have thought of, and I kicked myself. If you're a church and you say, well, what do I do? This is a suggestion. You could send it to other countries where it may work in missionary fields, because those frequencies would work fine.
Yeah, if that country that's going to.
They said these systems may be legal and extremely useful in other countries.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, in case you don't want it, in case instead of just chunking it, it's still usable. So
that's a really good idea.
I
mean,
didn't think about that.
As part of mission work, and I know whether your church may not do like global missions, you probably partner with somebody who helps with global missions, so you can kind of work with them. That's a good idea. I'm going to suggest that at our church when we get ready to replace it.
Yeah, we can look and see if a missionary can use it somewhere.
Yeah,
that's an idea.
That's a very good idea.
Certainly a valid one there.
Yeah.
Well, we've bored Bruce, and we need to go to break because we have got a big segment coming up. The Hey Techie Show, one segment left.
This week in Tech History.
Yeah, that's right.
Just around the corner.
Yeah.
You ready, Bruce?
Be right back.
Absolutely.
Gamecock Outfitters, located on the square at 109 Ladica Street in Jacksonville, provides customers with outdoor apparel and gear. Gamecock Outfitters is able to help you find exactly what you need for every outdoor adventure. Gamecock Outfitters is open Tuesday through Friday from 10 o'clock to 5:30 and Saturday from 10 o'clock to 5 o'clock. For additional information, contact them at 256-435-2008 or check out their website at GadsdenOutfitters.com.
You're listening to the Hey Techies Show on WLJS Jacksonville.
Welcome back into the Hey Techie Show. Oh, I like that song.
We keep playing it. YouTube may ding us, but
yeah, I know.
That is a good song.
It is. Well, at this time, every Thursday that we get the pleasure of being on WLJS, I get the pleasure of turning this show to the unmatched guru. He's unmatched by any means possible. And
so you're going through the thesaurus trying to find new synonyms?
Yeah, but I'm not doing a good job. I need to get a dictionary out. Anyway, he is excellent at what he does, and because of that,
I'm glad somebody agrees with that.
Because of that, I feel very confident in turning the show over to the guru for this week in tech history.
So, all right, hold on. Let me pay attention. I'm looking at grills. I'm gonna have to watch a video.
Okay,
on this.
So Bruce, you've had 2 weeks off.
Yeah.
So you should be nice and recharged and rejuvenated. But I'm gonna give Michael some credit here.
Please,
did you get them right?
He got both. He got them both right.
Nice.
What? Now I gave you half credit 1 week, and we're gonna round that up. So,
what were they? Just
I don't remember.
We'll go. I'll tell you after the show.
Okay.
So let's get to today. So your date, Bruce.
Okay, paying attention.
April 20th, 1998.
That's today.
Yeah.
Oh, I know what this is. Do you want me to go ahead and say it?
Whenever you're ready.
This was the famous, just plug it in and it'll work. Blue screen. Oops.
You're absolutely right.
Windows 98. Wasn't it a printer that they were plugging in?
It wasn't a printer. It was a scanner.
Scanner. Well,
yes.
Excuse
there
me.
you go. Either one.
Yeah.
So during a Comdex,
scanners.
Yeah.
Oh.
During a Comdex Spring '98 and Windows World shows in Chicago, a public demonstration was of the soon-to-be released Windows 98 goes awry when Bill Gates' assistant causes the operating system to blue screen or crash when they plug in a scanner, trying to show off the plug-and-play capability of 98, and they plug it in and it goes bloop. So that was it.
Yeah.
And Gates made he famously responded that must be why we're not shipping Windows 98 yet.
That's a pretty good recovery.
Yeah, it was. I have to give him credit there. So, yep. I was thinking you would not guess that.
What?
Bruce has got this plethora of knowledge. I don't know how he stores it up in that cranium of his.
Either.
Oh my goodness! Don't make the head any bigger than it is.
Useless stuff goes in. Useful stuff goes out. You can't explain it.
Yeah, whatever. Man, the internet on my device is crawling
Mine's
for
great.
some reason.
It's going
I got
fast.
something that's goofed up here, I think. Oh, well. Something's goofed up.
Man, these 8 minutes need to go by fast because I really want to know more about this grill.
Oh, good grief. Well, just go and exit now.
Yeah, we'll get this. We got
that's
this.
Okay. That's all right. Are you kidding me?
Let me just turn his mic off.
Good grief.
Lord. So how about this, Michael?
Yes.
Since Bruce doesn't do Facebook, he won't care about this. So Facebook is coming out with if the darn thing doesn't close, one of those full screen ads. Basically, I forget what it's called, but they're developing a system to where if you forget your password to some site, just like I will say randomshopping.com, to recover it. You know, a lot of them now, if you forget your password, you say forget password, and some of them will make you ask answer questions or give me your email address. We'll send you a code. You know, there's different ways of recovering your password, right?
Right.
So Facebook is working on a way for other sites other than Facebook to allow you to remember get your password reset by using your Facebook account.
Oh, that's secure.
I'm trying to get this article
Why
from
would you-
eWeek.
why
So they're
would-
calling it the Advanced Delegated Account Recovery Protocol. So after months of early development, Facebook's now providing more options sought to benefit from the delegated account recovery model and for account and password resets. I'd love to see what Steve Gibson has to say about this. But anyway, this was
About what?
Just go back to your grill. It's
Yeah. This was earlier this week at Facebook's F8 conference. The social networking giant expanded its delegated account recovery effort with software development kits and tools to help any site deploy the technology. It provides this whole technology provides a more secure mechanism for resetting a lost or forgotten account password. Many websites, they provide email-based reset options, which are generally considered to be insecure. With delegated account recovery, rather than emailing a password or an account reset linked to a user, a site or service delegates the capability to recover an account to an account controlled by the same user at a third-party provider. That didn't make no sense.
So it's kind of like OAuth, but for password recovery.
Service providers, yeah, I
Right?
guess.
Sure.
Service provider to date has been Facebook, and up until today, the only site using delegated account recovery has been GitHub. So GitHub's apparently using this. So make up a GitHub account and forget your password, and you can see how it works, I guess. So
Just store it and
there you go.
pass.
So Facebook wants to be your go-to place to.
Oh, of course, they want to be your go-to place for everything.
Yeah, I'm not sold on that.
They just want to be the internet.
The intranet.
Yeah.
I do want to give an update, though. You remember, it's probably been a year ago when I was ranting about Apple's dual two-factor was not working right.
Yeah,
it works good now. Took me a year to get it right.
Yeah,
because I set it up when I put in the latest Mac OS. What 10.3.2? I don't know. No, it's not 10.3.2. It's like 10.12 something. I don't know. It's Mac OS on your Mac, not iOS. I don't know. Whatever. But two-factor does work better now on Apple devices.
So speaking of Apple, they are making iMovie, GarageBand, and iWork apps free. For Mac and iOS users.
Well, it hasn't
it's always
been.
Well, no, not on iOS. You have to pay for like iMovie.
No,
I can't. I mean,
it
that
is
would be
now
news.
free. Or it's making them free.
That's interesting because they took that away. They had it where it downloaded automatically on an install for Mac OS, but now
Well, it came the old OS 10s. It came shipped with the computer.
Yeah.
It says for Mac and iOS, free for all users. Check in your app store.
Yeah.
Right now. Do it.
Yeah, I've already got it installed, so I can't really tell you. It's installed on my PC or my Mac.
Well, anyway.
Well, one thing they got rid of years ago, I'm going to rant about Apple a minute, is iDVD.
Yes.
You cannot get it anymore.
No.
And I have it installed on my iMac at home because my iMac does not have a optical drive, but I have the external super drive.
Yeah.
And there is the rare occasion where I need to author a DVD.
Yeah.
And luckily, I've still got it installed now. I don't know what's going to happen when I upgrade that Mac at some point. I mean, at some point, that iMac will get replaced.
you won't
There's
have
probably third-party software, I
Sure.
guess, but I'm too cheap.
Surely Final Cut does it.
No, Final Cut will just give you a video file, but it can't do the DVD authoring.
Really?
Not that I'm aware of. If I'm wrong, somebody please let me know. I mean, I'm a newbie, not a newbie. I know a lot about Final Cut, but I don't know everything
Was
about
it
Final
Adobe Encore?
Maybe.
You can actually do straight up legit, full out DVD.
Again, I had to buy that, or
super
I have to subscribe to
professional. Yeah, you
their
have to
Creative
subscribe
Cloud.
now.
Man, it's just too expensive.
I agree.
I'd love to have a Creative Cloud subscription, but I ain't paying for it.
Agreed.
I don't use it enough to justify that ongoing cost.
Yep. That's why you just pay somebody to do it for you.
But I know enough to do it.
Yeah.
But I just don't want to have to pay a license for the software.
I agree.
Ongoing. It's one thing to pay for it.
Sure, there's something
front.
open source out there.
Yeah,
you weren't stuck in Apple's ecosystem.
Don't be that's
jab.
a jab below the belt.
Jab.
I have a Windows VM on this MacBook.
So Google is reportedly planning built-in ad blocking feature in Chrome. So,
I saw that this week.
Kind of curious how that's going to play out. But they're going to be using what is that? It's trusted ads. Don't know if that's exactly right. But basically, a consortium of, hey, these are your ads trusted, so it'll be shown. Because malvertising is a thing. And until sites can guarantee that, we're not serving you, and I mean, I'm talking about legit sites. They just pay an advertising company. Well, they don't pay; they give a portion of the proceeds, and say, "Here's places you can push it," and they just let it go. You need to sneeze there, buddy. I take that as a no. You don't need to sneeze.
No, I'm good.
Okay.
Appreciate it. Sorry. I was just listening to you.
Okay. So, we'll see how that goes. Kind of curious when that's going to be pushed.
I know we didn't have a hack of the week, but let me throw this out there real quick. Apparently, there's another hack on a hotel chain.
Holiday Inn.
Yeah, the International Hotel Group, which has Holiday Inn, Crown Plaza, and some other locations. They made the customers aware of a data breach. They said credit card data was used at front desk may have been compromised between September 29, 16 and